Version 1.10 of Empyrion Galactic Survival is out in experimental right now. The release candidate is where we're up, so we're very soon going to be getting version 1.10 into the main release branch of the game. Now, I'm here in this video today because it's actually quite a big update for once. The last few updates that we've had from ELEON have been fairly small and minor. They've not really warranted an entire video dedicated to them. But I'm very happy to say that with this update has changed. There's a ton of changes in this version, and I'll link to the patch notes down below as always so that you can go and peruse them at your leisure. But hopefully I'm going to take you through the highlights, for me at least, of these updates. Now, many of them are sort of under somewhat large umbrellas, such as new graphics overhauls, such as the lighting and stuff, which seems to look really nice with the suns. And they've overhauled some of the suns. They look good. I mean, space scenes look good. There's been some audio improvements as well, apparently, although I'm yet to find them, but that's probably through lack of looking in the correct places. Each starting location now has a unique set of missions to give a bit of variety for every time you start the game. If you start on Masperon one time, you'll have a completely different set of initial stories and situations to, say, starting on Ningguith. However, none of them are related to the main storyline, which you pick up later after you leave those starting moons. And there's other things such as about 300 or so new POIs and patrol vessels dotted around the galaxy. And that coincides with some new factions being added and existing factions being updated. Remind me to have a word with Don about the meaning of the word plagiarism. However, there are a couple of big deals I need to get out of the way and make you guys aware of. First of all, a couple of changes to default difficulty settings. First of all, weights, volumes, and CPU are now turned on by default. You can, of course, still turn these off, but they're now on by default. The new factory blueprint tech tree system as well is also on by default. This will prevent you from spawning anything from your blueprint factory that you haven't unlocked components for. So you can no longer just hit level 10 and spawn in an SV. You have to go into your tech tree and unlock all the components that SV uses in order to spawn it in. Bit of a debate going on about that one. Personally, I like the change. It makes sense. It actually gives the tech tree some value. But as all things and all changes, when they make these things, it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get used to it and adjust to it. And of course, there will be some pushback. Either way, I'd like to hear your opinion on that one in the comments down below. Tons and tons and tons of little tweaks and changes that you might notice in your game here and there. There's just too many to really kind of go through, or even if I pick one or two, then you'd be like, so what, whoop, big whoop, you know? And then little tweaks that can, you know, cumulatively make fairly big difference in the game, I think. With the new lighting that I mentioned previously, even glowy blocks now give off some light. Force fields look sharper as well now, with a slightly different force field, kind of honeycomb thing going on with them. There's new dynamic combat soundtrack, so that when you get yourself into a fight, the music will change in the game to remind you that you're in a fight. The biggest additions, however, has to be this all new hover bike. And holy crap, is this an improvement on the horrendous motorbike that we've had to deal with so far. Although I will say, F's in the comments for the old motorbike, guys. It's finally dead. Oh my god, the new hover bike is good. It doesn't struggle with terrain or turning, or it does slow down if you do sharp turns and stuff. But what a difference. Holy crap. Thank you very much for this. It's going to make a huge difference in that early game, getting this thing in. And the next thing is the new spawnable combat drones for players. That's right, players are getting their own drones, ladies and gents. However, the drone bay that currently is using a temporary asset, I assume it's the same asset as the SV constructor. But that aside, it's fucking massive. It's 5x5 by 15. This doesn't fit in any of my ships. I can't make room for this, even in the hangar bays of any of my ships. It's too high, or too long, or too wide, or too something. So, you know, to have an entire ship built around this ridiculous monstrosity And then you plonk a spawner on the top of your ship and out pops drones. But they're crap. They're really slow and they just get blown up instantly. They don't do anything. Oh my god. I mean, I like the idea, but can we have actual good drones though, please? Thank you. Anyway, for builders, there's a whole new snap point and blueprint parts thing that I have absolutely no clue how to use at the moment. But on the face of it, it looks like it's really intended for people building POIs, specifically from construction sets. So I don't think that, you know, the average player needs to really worry about this thing. Although in theory, it could be used to create a modular ships as well. But it does require a lot of setup on the blueprint part side of things in order to make it useful. Still, if there are creators and builders out there willing to put themselves through literal hell to set the snap points and everything and all that stuff on their blueprint sets, then, you know, people should, in theory, be able to build whole ships very, very quickly. And of course, there's whole new block shapes have been added. A whopping 17 new block shapes have been added for us to enjoy, play with, and try and figure out other creative ways of making ships look cool with limited block shapes. We've got 17 more reasons to try. To be honest, guys, that's pretty much it. But it's difficult because I know this is a really short video and I made a big deal about this being a big update. You'd expect it to be a longer list of stuff, but so much of it is tiny little changes, tweaks, and fixes of bugs and stuff like that. So I do encourage you to go and have a look at the patch notes because they are far more extensive than this pathetically short video of mine. But there are some good things in here and a lot of things I can't really show very well on a video here. Nevertheless, 1.10 should be coming very, very soon to the normal version of the game, the non-experimental version of the game. I don't know what you call that, the live version, the release version, whatever, the main one. Everybody should be on 1.10 soon. I would like to take this opportunity to just remind everybody that patrons, Twitch subs, and YouTube channel members all get access to my exclusive supporter servers. At the moment, I'm running 3 Empyrion servers: Empyrion Reforged Eden 1.9, a creative server for Reforged Eden, and a new vanilla experimental server running 1.10. Not to mention, I've also got servers for 7 Days to Die, V Rising, Evorian, and other games come and go as they come in and out of fashion as well. For my current patrons, YouTube members, and Twitch subs, thank you very much for your continued above and beyond support. It is greatly appreciated. And of course, a big thank you to you guys for tuning in today and just watching my videos. That is also greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short little video. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.